They say it's not where you are that matters. What matters is who you're with. I believe that, as in my life I surrounded myself with my close friends and family all the time. All of you sitting here in front of me today were important to me. You guys were the people that mattered in my life. I lived a beautiful life. My childhood was full of excitement. My teen years were full of new experiences that included ups and downs, and I learned my passion along the way. I was the third and last child born to my parents. They had one boy and one girl when they decided to try for number three, and boy were they in for a surprise when I came along. My childhood was full of so much excitement. It started with a lot of medical issues. I was blessed with parents who wanted kids to experience everything in life, including the ups and downs. They wanted us to go through adversity. When I was 2 years old, I got sick, and I was prescribed codeine to help me sleep. Codeine usually knocks people out for an extended period of time, but for me that wasn't the case. My mom gave it to me, and I was awake for 30 hours. I ran around the house, I was bouncing off walls, chattering my parents' ears off for 9 hours before anybody realized that codeine had the opposite effect on me. For the rest of my life, I never had codeine again. That wasn't the only medical trauma that I went through. By the time I was 3, I had over 100 ear infections. So the doctors finally decided to put tubes in my ears after my 3rd birthday. The surgery day came and my parents were a wreck. I, however, loved the attention. The most memorable moment was the nurses let me take my security blanket with me so that when I woke up from surgery, I would have it and would be comforted. I was the only child out of me, my brother, and sister to have any medical problems, of course. My sister Andrea was 11 years older than me, and when I was born, she used to pretend I was her baby and dress me up and push me around in the stroller in the neighborhood. My brother Charlie was 5 years older than me, and the most memorable thing about our relationship was we used to dress up like Ninja Turtles and just play all day long until he went to school. Sometimes we fought over who would be Leonardo and who would be Donatello, but we always worked it out. My brother and sister were my best friends throughout my entire life, and I always felt like I could count on them. We always had each other's backs no matter what. Family meant the world to me, and they were the most important thing in my life. Growing up isn't easy, but everyone has to do it. I loved growing up. I loved getting older. I loved all the new experiences and the new things in my life. I especially loved being a teenager. I loved all 4 years of high school. I loved learning. I loved being there, and I loved all the new friends. In those 4 years of high school, I had two really defining moments in my life. When I was 16 years old, I was going to get my driver's license. I practiced all the time when I got my test. I was such a good driver. So the day of my test came and I went out with the instructor and I was doing great until I had to make my first left-hand turn at an intersection. I put my blinker on and I pulled out into the intersection waiting to make my turn. As I'm waiting for a lull in the car so I could make my turn, the light turned yellow. And I was thinking, uh-oh, here we go. And then next thing you know, the light turned red and I was stuck in the middle of the intersection, so I turned. Well, I immediately failed my test. That was rough, but it taught me how to be resilient in the face of adversity. I did have happier times, though. When I was a junior in high school, I was nominated for Homecoming Queen. I spent the day getting ready. I was so excited. I had a brand new hot pink gown, and my date was one of my best friends. We went to dinner and then the dance, and we had so much fun dancing with our friends and taking pictures and just living the dream. I was so nervous, though, by the time it came when they were going to announce Homecoming King and Queen. The whole room was silent, but my heart was pounding so loud, I swear everybody could hear it. And as the principal announced our 2000 Homecoming Queen was Katie Dalsman, I couldn't believe it. I screamed, I was crying. I was the Homecoming Queen my junior year. There were ups and downs in those 4 years of high school, but I also discovered my passion. The first time I came home from volunteering at the Humane Society, I had tears in my eyes. I asked my mom, how can people just throw away their pets like that and not care? I knew right then and there that I was put on this earth to give a voice to those that don't have one. I knew this was my passion in life, so I dedicated my time and energy to finding pets in shelters their forever homes. I'd been volunteering for 6 months when a dog came in that changed my life. She was run over and left on the side of the road for dead, and some lady found her and brought her in, said, "I found this dog, can you guys help her?" So the staff took care of all her surgeries she needed and nursed her back to health. And because I worked there, I knew when she was going to be put up for adoption, so I made sure that whole day was clear, and I got there right when it opened, and I adopted her. As soon as I brought her home, she changed my life. She gave my life more meaning than I ever had expected or thought a dog could. I had really great teenage years, getting my driver's license, being elected homecoming queen, and the two huge moments in a teen's life, and I was so happy. I learned how to be responsible that year while discovering my passion as well. I lived a full life, full of adventure, excitement, and passion. I realized not everything in life is the way that it should be, but if you go out and believe you can make a difference, you will make a difference. My childhood was full of medical excitement. It always kept my parents on their toes. I had tubes in my ears, and my parents learned the hard way that I was allergic to codeine. No parents ever wanted to do that. My brother and sister were my best friends from the day I was born until the end. I was lucky enough to realize my passion and to have time to pursue it. Although I'm not with you anymore, I want you to look around at each other. You are the people that mattered to me. It never was about where I was or what I was doing, but it mattered about who I was with. It was about me being with each and every single one of you, sharing special times together. So I want you to reflect back on those times we shared and help me live on through those memories. Thank you.